Welcome to the Active in Tech newsletter. Today I'm going to be showing you some different exercises that I like to do to combat wrist pain, either from just being on your phone or typing on the computer. So let's dive right on in. So the first one I wanted to show you, you see I have this strange looking band on my hand. And one of the important things is to not have this on for too long. As you can see, my hand is turning a little purple there. So the first exercise are just simple wrist rolls. You can do these with or without this. This is called Voodoo Floss or exercise floss. This is the brand that I got, Pronation. That's from Amazon. It's not super expensive. It's good for exercising the wrists and the muscles surrounding the wrist. So you can do it without anything. If you do this for a while, you'll start to feel a burn in your forearm. And that's really good for getting the blood flow going around your wrist. The main thing is getting blood flow going around your wrist, because a lot of times when we're typing or on our phone, our wrist is kind of in, like, it might be in a bad position, or it's just the repetitive movement and not using our muscles as much as we should be. So with this, you kind of create pressure all around your wrist, so thus creating resistance all over when you do this movement. So if you just do this for something like 20 seconds one way, 20 seconds the other way, and you don't want to leave this on for too long, I like to wrap it just around my hand just so I can get so I can do it by myself, and then just wrap it not super heavily around the wrist like that, and then I end with it in my hand just so I can hold on, so it doesn't take too much time. So moving on to the next exercise, this is kind of for the pronator and supinator muscles and muscles surrounding your wrist. I've heard of people using this exercise for treating carpal tunnel. And before I get into this, I want to say I'm not a doctor, and I don't even pretend to be a doctor with my children, even if they ask me. So with this exercise, just for informational purposes only, you want to grab something. I have these fancy Bowflex dumbbells. As you can see, I set it to 10 pounds on one side, 20 pounds on the other side, so I can slowly go back and forth like this, hitting both supination and pronation right there. If you don't have those, you can grab like something like a broom or like a hammer like this. You might need a heavier hammer, or this is just fine. So just slowly going back and forth like this is a great exercise. I recommend 20 reps, so 1, 2, 3, like that, just for a set or two. This next exercise I'm going to show you is one of my favorite ones. I haven't seen this, but I'm always going to talk about bands because I think bands are so versatile. Is that how you say that? For the first exercise, I'm going to do pronation, and so you just simply grab the band here and you rotate your wrist this way. And the good thing about this is you can control how much resistance you want to put on your wrist there. So if you want to do pronation, you go like that. If you want to do supination, what am I doing? I want to use the other hand. I like to wrap it around my hand like this, and then I just rotate my wrist out this way. So now I'm supinating my wrist. And another great thing you can do with this is you can do work your wrist flexors. So you're just like flexing your wrist like that. And then I like to do some wrist extension as well. I think wrist extension is important to balance out. You don't want your forearm, your flexors, to be stronger than your extensors. So the way I like to do this is I wrap it around the back of my hand, and then put the band in between my fingers, and then I make sure my forearm is vertical. I get a good stretch, and then I flex or extend my wrist like that. So I really like that. I think I can feel that one the most, and I can control it the most. So I really like that. And then just one final exercise here is the wrist roller. So I can show you a link to this wrist roller. It costs a little bit of money. I think it's like $40. I'm not sure though. But the reason I like this is you are able to use different muscles. By using this, you can work this angle of your wrist. If you turn it around, you can do it the other way. And then if you add in this bar here, then you can do the classic wrist roller. So right now I'm working my extensor muscles, and when I turn it around and I go up, I'm working my flexor muscles like this, and it's good to kind of go down slowly if you want. The proper form for this exercise is to have your upper arm vertical and your forearm horizontal. So you're just kind of using your forearm muscles there. So those are a bunch of exercises that are really good for the wrists and for hand strength. It's important to use your wrists. If you use it or lose it, as they say. And our modern lifestyle of typing and holding our phones doesn't help our wrists or hands very much. So make sure you exercise them. That's all for this video. Let me know if you like the video style content or not. You can send me back an email on the newsletter. See you next time.